Hey everybody, Vilisink back again with Raid Shadow Legends, and first and foremost, the video ended abruptly earlier. I thought I pushed the pause button. It turns out I pushed the stop button, and I had to tend to the kid for a minute. But you know, it happens. So we're back with a part 2. Part 2 about revivers. Some I've used, some I've made a small list, or some I don't have that are still quite good. Keep in mind there's more to be named depending on your account and whatnot and who you've used. That list could change. Random news, I got a clan invite from some clan, but I haven't had a massive look at them at the moment. So quickly, with revivers, we'll look through some more I have on my account that I've used, which include Melga. Now, a tanky kind of dwarf. Her build changed a bit for me. I'm sure I gave her slightly more HP than defense. I think her defense used to be higher. Also, her resist used to be at 540, give or take that. Almost 600 maybe, give or take. Really high. And I used it in Scarab King. Yeah, she helped me in Doom Tower. She can be really good for faction wars if built correctly. If she has like slightly lower HP because you give her more defense, then that can kind of lead to her being killed. So she has chance to remove a random debuff from an ally, which is okay. Puts a shield on all allies equal to 20% of her HP again, which is okay. Continuous heal buffs. Nice. Revives 2 random allies. This is the move we're looking for here. Can be quite clutch. It has a 5-turn cooldown though, which is quite long. 20% HP, 20% turn meter. Also, puts the shield buff on the revived allies for 2 turns, equal to 30% of their max HP. So, as much as this is a revive, the 20% HP and 20% turn meter, it could be a little bit higher. There's a little bit to kind of be desired for, but nonetheless, if you need a reviver, like a steel girdle, decent dwarf, boulder tanky, she will not die. She can be very well used, but I do think that she needs to give slightly more HP on her revive. Moving on. Next up, the first rare of the video. Reliquary Tender. Somebody I just built. I'll show you this. I think I did a video, but I want to show off the build anyway. 54,000 HP. 1820 defense, 221 speed, C53 resist. I've got quite a few champions that I did with resist, even like non-revivers. Support based champions, and if they don't need accuracy, I'll give them some resistance. It's worked out quite nice. Some of these builds I am quite proud of. So her kit is really quite good for a rare, a void rare. She can go in many teams. If you put her alongside Syl, Doom Priest, they can basically support you anywhere. Down to gear, of course. So on the A1, she likes to read a hell of a lot, and is all for the crappy decrease attack. So that's what we use her for. She has a cleanse and a continuous heal buff on allies for 2 turns, which is nice. The cleanse is always handy. It doesn't matter where you are. It could be any department in the game. A full cleanse and a continuous heal buff is really nice. And if we go back to skills, Call to Life revives an ally with 30% HP and fills their turn meters by 30%. So 30% HP, slightly better. I do think, because I've used Reliquary Tender, not even with other people that necessarily heal per se, but the 30% HP normally is enough if they get hit. Some people can stay alive from it. I think for being one of the only rares in the video that we're going to talk about, I think it's just a credit to her for being quite durable, being quite good. I've used her alongside Syl, Doom Priest. I've used her alongside. I messed around with Ultan as well, which I never recorded any of that, but it was quite fun to have Ultan having a situational revive and Really Coded Tender also having her revive. See kind of how they work together. Quite interesting, possibly some future content in there. But she has a revive 30% HP and a 30% turn meter fill, which is pretty decent. We scroll down again. Back to the epics, everybody's favourite epic, Cardinal. A1, 5% poison for 2 turns, used to be Green Clan boss. Heals a target ally by 30% of their max HP. Big version increased defense, which is quite nice, but its redemption is really strong. So it revives all dead allies. 25% heal, but she boosts their turn meters to max. Now, max is not 100%, max is not 110%, 101%. Max is, because turn meter kind of goes well over 1,000, goes it to max, as in, if she's the last one standing and she revives the team, your whole team will take a turn. One of the best revives in the game, so like, just in general. Arena with Stone Skin, she's really kind of paved the way for being very hard to kill if built correctly with Stone Skin. And obviously you've seen past videos with other people involving Kitus and so forth. So one of the best revives in the game by far. Good at 50, even better at 60. We also have Hopheries the Tusk. Now this Skinwalker Hippo looking kind of like Persian Aladdin, scantily clad creature has A1 stun, 2-hitter, so it's not the worst. Good for faction wars. If potentially there's progression if you need it for dungeons, but you maybe have somebody else. Increased attack and increased crit rate buff on all allies for 2 turns. Quite nice, especially for Skinwalkers if you're taking in damage dealers that are not crit capped. Also the increased attack boost could be really good for them. But we have Eternal War, revives 2 random allies with 50% HP. So although it's 2 random allies, they are getting half of their health back, which is quite nice. You get a 50% turn meter boost. They also get 25% strengthen buff on them for 2 turns. With all allies for 2 turns. So strengthen, one of the best buffs in the game to mitigate damage. Ursula has it. There is a few other champions. At this point I can't remember. Like Verlin Frost King, very tanky champion. He has also no revive, but he does. I'm pretty sure he has increased defense with that, and it mitigates so much damage. So nice heal, nice turn meter fill, a nice amount of HP with that heal, and strengthen mitigates so much damage. It's truly a fantastic buff. I believe that's everybody built here now. There is a few more. I made a little list. We're going to just name some that people might be saying, oh, you've missed a few. And yes, I have. I've definitely missed a few. Now, Cecilia is not one, but whenever I tap something, it seems to double tap. What we have here is Raglan. She has a 2-turn cooldown on a revive. Revives an ally with 75% HP, which is potentially, it's more than Duchess. Duchess will give you 70%. Raglan gives you 75%. Might be the highest HP heal in the game. She also has Cardinal-esque part of her kit, which is a full turn meter, which she will fill your turn meter. You're going to go next. I'm going to get some juice. Back some Red Bull, never goes amiss. Energy drinks are always welcome. So as I was saying, Duchess Lility gives you a fantastic kind of bit of support, 70% HP. With Raglan, you're getting 75% HP, again potentially the highest HP heal in the game, or revive in the game. I would need to really look, but I don't think anybody heals you 100% with a revive, or 80-85%. You also get a full turn meter, guaranteeing that you go next. Raglan can be so annoying, but yet so good. If you need to bring a fallen champion back and you have Raglan, reflex, relentless, make her as quick as you want, so it'll be damn annoying. Now we have to go, I believe, to Undead. We're going to do a quick shout out to one of the best in the game. You all know who she is, and it is not my most wanted void, but it is Sippy the Lost Bride. My most wanted void is still Solus. Solus is badass. Wanted him for a long time. There's a lot of fun to be had with that champion. A lot of fun eventually I will have with that champion. But Siffy's kit, 100% chance to sleep somebody if the target's turn meter is equal. Okay, I'll have to read there. Sleep. Cannot be resisted. Heals all allies by 5% of their max HP. And so forth. Block debuffs, increase defense, increase speed. So really nice for arena, nice for Doom Tower. Not necessarily Hydra, depending on the rotation. It can also be good in clan boss and so forth. What we're looking for is Love Beyond Death. She will revive a single ally with 55% HP and a full turn meter. Again, and it's a pretty decent amount of HP to be revived with, but you get a full turn meter increase, a full turn meter fill, which means you're going next, along with an attack buff and an increased crit rate buff. Again, so let's just say arena, you take her in with damage dealers that are not necessarily crit capped. If they're revived, they get that buff, they get an attack buff. Being an attack damage dealer, they maybe have 5k attack. Just think of the increase that they're going to get from it. One of the best in the game as far as just supporting. Put him with Rotos is just one of the safest combinations that you can kind of use. I'll quickly going to go into here, and we're going to talk about a champion that used to suck major butt, but she got changed. Now she now revives all dead allies, do 35% HP, places the block damage buff on them for one turn. And if you've been through certain stages of faction wars, you'll see on stage 20, Blind Seed is there. I believe Undead, maybe Barbarians, High Elves. If you kill an ally, if you kill an enemy, that's fine. Blind Seer takes a turn though, revives that person. Everybody gets block damage, it's bloody annoying. And that's kind of what makes her really quite nice. Also has block buffs and a shield, as well as 3 hits at random. It's a multi-hit, but it's still random, which can give you a turn meter decrease by 15%. Again, pretty solid revive though, self-sacrifice for Blind Seer. We now have to go, because we're going to just do some more shoutouts, and then we are done. I believe we're going to Ogren now. For Ugo. Now Ugo, just as a healing champion, as a support champion, she kind of does more than a revive, because she gives out nice heals as well, and she puts block damage on herself, so she can be a bit of a pain in the butt to kill. Okay, let's start with this one. So, attacks with enemy. Can place a leech for 2 turns. Chance increases by 5% for each alive enemy. A2 decreased defense. 50% chance of also placing block buffs. Can be booked higher. Chance of placing the block buff's debuff increases by 5% for each alive enemy. So it's 75% chance. If you're in dungeons, that goes to 100. If you're in arena, it goes to 95, and if you put the mastery, you can go to 100, which is nice enough. Removes all hero reduction debuffs, not that great from all allies. And removes one of them debuff, blah blah blah. Heals everybody. If allies are dead, revives them with 50% HP, and fills their turn meters by 50% instead. So a very situational revive, but if you're in arena, many times I've seen Ugo on our team. I've taken out 1-2 champions. You forget Ugo can revive. It's not bad at all. Brought back to life again. You've been healed. Annoying, so it places an increased speed buff and a block damage buff on this champion for 1 turn whenever this champion is last living ally is killed. So effectively, if you leave Ugo on her own, she will delay you. She will just push you off if you cannot strip that buff off, if you cannot ignore block damage. So speed herself up, give herself block damage, and it's annoying, but it's quite fun at the same time. So situational revive for Ugo, but in general, just a very fun champion. So quick shout out to one dwarf, who I don't have, but everybody knows how good this dwarf is. So just a quick shout out to Molly, who will revive an ally with 50% of their HP, give my turn meter full of 50%, and place a block damage on them for a turn. So a nice, that might be the kid getting back, you never know. Just with her grandma, she will revive an ally with half of their HP, give them a nice turn meter fill, place block damage on them for that turn. So effectively, the 50% HP, if they're with a healer, can go higher, but they cannot be damaged for that 1 turn, which as far as giving your team support and so forth, Molly Tankard is one of the best. She does have a provoke and a nice passive, which is fills turn meters by 50% when this champion is hit. So that's quite good. Other shoutouts include, because my kids just got back home, Shaman and Grinner, which we'll go off in a different video, but I have to go see the kid, guys, so I will see you next time. Stay safe, keep on raiding.